Hi, this is Martin for Revelation Software, and welcome to this video in which we're going to be looking at the Works 2012 end of year CD from Revelation Software. Now I must apologise for the screen background. Bing have put a nice green chameleon on the background of my desktop today. It's not a bad picture, but obviously it could be scary for some people, so I apologise in advance for the big eye that's going to be watching you. You're probably used to the Open Insight eye, but you've got a chameleon eye today. Right, I've downloaded the Works file from revelation.com in the Works area. That file is about 800 megabytes, so it does take a little bit of time to come down, and because of that this video is being put together so that people can see exactly what's on it and whether they feel it's worth downloading. Personally, I believe that it is worth downloading, and all Works people should really download it and keep it in their library, but you'll have a better idea for yourself at the end of this video. So I've downloaded the file, I've created myself a DVD from the ISO file, and I've just run that, and we're presented with the little autoplay window. So I'll click on run index.html, which will then run up the main screen. Now from here you're presented with familiar looking window, familiar colours from Revelation, and you're automatically sent to the home screen with a little message from Revelation Software. So that's all quite nice. But let's get into the best things. So we've got links across the top here, so Open Insight 932, Universal Driver 4.7, documentation, etc. Clicking on Open Insight 9.932, you'll see that we've got links to the README file, the install guide, and also a link to the Open Insight Development Suite 932 full install, and there is also a link to the authorization page. Now during this video, rather than keep having windows popping up all of the time, I'm just not actually going to click on these links, but you can see down the bottom here as I go over the links the URL or the path that the links will go to. So you can see that this is revsecure.com, which is the secure area on revelation.com. The README is just looking off of the CD, the install guide again off of the CD, and also the install file. We've then got the Universal Driver 4.7. Now this is not the full Universal Driver 4.7, this is the free bundled version, so it's headed up Universal Driver 4.7 Network User License. Again, we can get a link to the product page for more information about that particular file. There's a URL link to Revelation and a link to the redistributable zip file on the disk. Now if I just run that link, and you'll see here that it goes to a folder. If I open up the folder, you can see that you've got your client install, your server install, your documentation, etc. So quite a useful file to have in your library of resources. There's also a README file, again held on the DVD, installation instructions, and also the network driver update for large files. In the documentation there is a lot of information. Now I think that most of these files, all PDFs, are in Open Insight, but obviously it's quite nice to have it on a CD for future reference. So we've got all of the quick start guides, the install guides, there's one about encryption, etc. So quite a fair few there. We've then got the documentation, so what's new in Open Insight 932, in fact the whole of the 9 series, and those links are to PDF files on the DVD. We've also then got access to the CHM files. Now when I click these, it actually asks me if I want to save them or open them, which is quite nice. But we've got the CHM file for Open Insight, the Guide to Application Development, Programmers Reference and Native Tables, and then we've got a few others as well in here. We've also got the knowledge base articles, the help file for the IDK, and also Unicode support. So quite a fair bit of documentation on the DVD right at your fingertips, which is quite nice. If we then click across to the upgrades, we've got access to the authorization request form, which is a link through to revelation.com, so that's nice and easy. We've then got the upgrades these are actual links to the exe files, so it will ask you if you want to save or run those. So for 932, 931, 93 and 921, they're all on the DVD. And we've also got access to the OpenInsight 9.2 all-in-one upgrade, which takes you from 7.2 right the way through to 8.08, and again that is a link through to the website rather than files actually on the disk, so it's more of a link through. We then got a section for white papers. Now I'm not going to go through all of these one at a time, but I think there's probably getting on for over 100 white papers in here on just about every OpenInsight related topic that you can think of, and obviously this will be a list for you to browse through. Now I've just gone through that list very slowly. I'll do it again, so we'll come down to the first one. You can pause the video if you actually want to see the white papers that are available to you on the DVD. So I'll just scroll through those and just pause again for a second. Oops. So as you can see, there are quite a few useful white papers on this DVD. I think every year this is just growing and growing and growing, this list. It gets bigger and bigger, and I think it's very useful to be able to have all of these white papers available in one place, you know, locally on the CD. Just come down again. And again, I'm only going to pause on these for a couple of seconds, just long enough for you to be able to pause the video, and you can have a quick look and see the wealth of information that is available to you within those white papers. And then finally, we've got a video tutorial section. Now these are links to the videos on revelation.com, and if I just click on the OpenInsight link here, that then runs up the revelation.com main website, linking to the tutorials area where we've got the OpenInsight and all other the other video tutorials. Now I'm not going to go through all of these, but you can see here that this one's linking to a series of OpenInsight Quick Start Guide videos from yours truly, and this is just a page that has all of the videos that I created for helping people to get started with OpenInsight. And on the CD you've got YouTube videos as well. You've got over 32 videos, so if you go through to the YouTube video, for instance, you've got one from, I think Mike did this one about the U2 connector. Just go back, we've got ARIF32, Universal Driver, CTO, OpenInsight Tech, we'll come back to that in a moment, a video about using the SQL connector, the D3 connector, and again O for W. This is a video series that I put together, a number of lessons getting started with the O for W tool. Which basically it really sort of videoises the quick start guide, if that's a correct word, but what I did is to take the application that we use to create the quick start guide videos, the OpenInsight desktop ones, and I used that to create the O for W videos. So we've taken the existing application and moved that across rather than the Revelation quick start guide. There's a few more little bits and pieces in there. OpenInsight Tech, there are a number of videos that are available to you. So we've got the OpenInsight source code management video, which is put together by Mike. We've also got a couple of videos about the rev.net. We've also got a couple of videos with regards to the OpenInsight rev.net, the quick start guide. Enhanced TCL, there were some enhancements in 9.2 which were very nice. There's a video on those. Video about the OEngine server, coding for OpenInsight, efficient basic plus coding techniques. Video about drag and drop. Drag and drop was a big thing a few releases ago, which is very nice and very easy to use. an introduction to context menus and the use of commuter modules. Commuter modules being quite a new thing for a lot of OpenInsight developers. I say a new thing, it's been around for a few years now, but for a lot of those people coming across from AREV to OpenInsight, commuter modules are probably going to be a little bit of a new thing. So Bob Carton actually looks at the way that commuter modules routines are used within OpenInsight. So again, some really good videos in there for you to view at your leisure. So that's basically the content of the 2012 Revelation Software end of year CD, which is now obviously becoming a DVD because of the size of the file. It's available free to all OpenInsight Work subscribers, so if you're a Work subscriber, log in and pull down the file. Any problems, give me a shout through my blog, email, whatever. Hope this video has been useful. Catch you soon. Bye bye.